right, we're going to get started in child's pose. We'll have a nice well-rounded flow, kind of including all of the fun things that we've practiced throughout the year to close out 2025. So go ahead and come to hands and knees and try and sink your hips back towards your heels. You can stretch your arms forward if that feels okay on the shoulder heads. You could also pull your elbows out wide to the sides of your mat. Make a little bit more space for the shoulders. So you can relax your forehead so that the back of the neck is nice and long and relaxed, even if your forehead's not touching the ground. Just getting a little bit of traction through the back of the spine. Nice deep breath in here. Long breath out. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more big breath in. Long breath out. We're going to come forward into tabletop shape. So stack those wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. A few rounds of cat and cow here. Deep breath in, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. Exhale, press the floor away, tuck the chin under, tuck the tailbone under. Big breath in, heart lifts, tailbone lifts. Exhale, press down, round out. Keep going like that a few more times. If there's any other kind of movement you want to add to this practice, feel free. We're going to make this shape a little bit bigger, so we're going to come forward a little bit so you can walk the wrists forward and then maybe draw the hips forward and down. And so you're kind of like in this lazy upward facing dog. Your knees are on the mat, arms are straight. And then press down, pull the hips all the way back, rounding the spine as you go back to your child's pose. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's do that 3 more times. So come forward, pull the body forward, move your hips forward and down. Arms are straight, pressing the floor away. So stay active through your hands there. And then press down, round out, round the spine towards the ceiling, hips back towards the heels. 2 more times like that. Deep breath in as you pull the body forward, find that back bend. And then exhale, round out, pull the hips back. 1 more time. Big breath in, forward. And then exhale, press down, round all the way back. This time, inhale, come forward, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, find high plank. Pause there, big breath in. And then lift those hips high. Downward facing dog, exhaling. Settle in here for your first downward facing dog. Let it be exploratory. Feel free to adjust the hands and the feet, bend the knees right and left, relax the head, let it hang heavy. See if you can get your whole palm flat on the mat. Include your knuckles, your fingertips in that grip. Big breath in, big breath out. Couple more breaths here. Now we'll inhale and stretch that right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward, left knee to the mat. Just rise on up to your low lunge. We're going to pivot the left toes behind us, kind of like a little kickstand, and spread those arms out wide. So it's like you're in this kneeling warrior 2 shape. Big breath in here. Nice long breath out. And then we're going to come into this little side angle. So right forearm to right thigh, left forearm sweeps up and overhead. Keep the back of the neck nice and long and neutral. Inhale and exhale. Spread those arms back out wide. Nice deep breath in your little warrior 2 with your left knee down. And then both hands forward, top of the mat. Frame out your right foot. And then pull the hips back. So straighten out through your right leg. Right toes flex towards the front of the face. And then exhale, rebend into that right knee. Let's step back to high plank. Pause in your high plank again. So think about engaging leg muscles, core muscles. A slight dome through the upper back as you press the floor away. Deep breath in here. Exhale, press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Relax your head. Big breath in. Big breath out. Second side, inhale, left leg, sweep it up and back. Exhale, left foot, step it forward. Right knee to the mat, and then rise on up to your low lunge. You're going to pivot your right toes behind you, make that little kickstand. Spread your arms out wide, and then see if you can lean a little bit more forward into the sole of that left foot. Nice deep bend in that left knee. Little warrior two. And then side angle, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm, sweep it all the way up and overhead, bicep alongside the ear. Really reaching overhead with that right arm. Big breath in. And exhale back to your warrior two arms. And then pivot the hands forward, frame out that left foot. Right toes to the back of the mat. Pull the hips all the way back. So you're straightening out through your left leg as you curl the toes towards your face. A little half split. Rebend into that left leg. Step back to your high plank. Pause, breathe in. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lift those heel bones high, little bend in the knees. Tippy toe your way forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold over the legs. Let your head hang heavy. Feel free to grab your opposite elbows and sway the body side to side. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips crawl up to the shins, lengthen your spine out, engage the core muscles. Let's keep the hands on the waist as you press down into your feet and stand all the way up, top of the mat. And then inhale, arms reach forward and up. And then exhale, fold right back in, forward fold over the legs, head heavy. Inhale, halfway lift here. And then exhale, fingertips to the mat, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, high plank. Shift forward onto those tippy toes, keep your elbows close as you lower all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes, press down through the tops of the feet, palms of the hands, inhale, low cobra. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, another round, low cobra. Exhale, back to the mat. Pause there at the bottom of the mat. Let your forehead rest. Tuck your toes under. Engage your leg muscles, core muscles. Try to tuck your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Deep breath in. Everything's tight. Exhale, press up. Supported or high plank. And then lift your hips high, downward facing dog. We're going to add on to our flow here. Inhale, right leg, sweep it up and back. Exhale, right foot steps forward. This time, spin that back foot flat, rise all the way up to warrior two. So you're just here with the arms and the legs, kind of. But this time that left leg is really active and engaged. Left knee straight, arms spread out wide. Big breath in. Nice long breath out. Let's come into our side angle. So that right forearm, option to rest it on top of the right thigh, or you can reach those right fingertips down towards the mat on the inside of the ankle. And then left arm, sweep it up and overhead. Stay grounded and rooted through your back left foot. Big breath in. Nice long breath out. One more breath here. And then exhale, we're going to turn our chest down to face the mat. Lift that left heel bone up high so you're in a runner's lunge and you're framing out your front foot. Left knee to the mat, pull the hips back, half split. Right leg is straight. And then maybe you get a little bit longer in your split, maybe more like towards a somewhere in between a half split and a full split. So right leg can start to stretch straight forward, left toes can wiggle straight back. Not quite a full split yet, but just kind of hang out here for a moment and breathe. Now we're going to rebend into that right knee, sole of the right foot flat. This is never a graceful transition. And then we'll step back to our high plank and pause for a moment. Big breath in. Exhale, lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Settle into your down dog. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, sweep your left leg up and back. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Spin your right foot flat. Sweep your arms out wide, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale here. Pause and settle into your feet, nice and strong through your legs. Let's turn this into our side angle pose. So that left forearm to the left thigh, or you can reach those fingertips down alongside that inner left leg. Either way, right arm sweep it long overhead. So it's like your fingertips are reaching beyond the top of your yoga mat. Bicep alongside that ear. Stay grounded through your feet. Deep bend in that left knee. Big breath in. Nice long breath out. And then let's turn to frame out that left foot. So chest is facing down. You lift your right heel up. You're in a low lunge. Set your right knee down. Send the hips back. Lengthen out through that left leg. Find somewhere in between your half split and a full split. It doesn't have to be a huge change here. You can just kind of slide that left foot forward a little bit and let those right toes wiggle back a little bit. Again, not looking for that full split, just kind of somewhere in between. One more breath. And then we'll awkwardly come back to our low lunge. So rebend into that left knee, plant your hands, step to your high plank, pause in your high plank. Shift forward to those tippy toes, elbows stay close, lower to the belly. And an option to press up to upward facing dog or another round of low cobra, always welcome there. If you're coming from upward facing dog, you might just flip over the tops of the feet, land in your downward facing dog, or you can make a pass through child's pose as a transition. Whatever you're taking, child's pose or down dog, 3 breaths. And then we'll go one more time through our little standing series flow. Right side, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps forward, warrior two. Arms stretch out wide. Settle into your feet. See if you can sink those hips a little bit more forward and down. Side angle, another opportunity. Maybe this time, if you haven't tried it yet, right elbow inside of right knee, left arm sweeps high. Stay grounded through that back foot. Big breath in. Exhale, turn and frame out your right foot. Lift your left heel bone, low lunge. Set your left knee down. Hips back over that left knee. Wiggle that right foot forward. And then maybe sink just a little bit lower into your split. Again, you don't have to come all the way into it. We're only here for a couple more breaths. Keep those back toes tucked. Back toes stay tucked. Let's rebend into that front leg, low lunge. This time we're going to add on just a little bit. So crawl those fingertips forward. Step that back foot forward a little bit. So transitioning all that body weight into your right foot. Rising up into a standing split. Point those left toes towards the ceiling. Let your head hang heavy. Try to get your forehead towards your right shin. And you can use your hands here for balance. So fingertips on the ground. Or if you feel pretty rock solid in your balance, maybe try wrapping your right hand around your right ankle. Doesn't really matter where your left foot is in space. Just feel a stretch along that back right leg. Take one more breath. And then we'll land in our lunge. Left toes to the back of the mat and right toes to the back of the mat. High plank. Press into your hands, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Pause there and breathe. One more breath in. Inhale, left leg, sweep it up and back. Exhale, left foot forward, rise up, warrior two. Arms stretch out, grounded through your feet. Pause and breathe. Side angle, left forearm to left thigh, or snake it down along the inner left leg. And right arm overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Stay grounded through your back right foot. Stay connected to your core muscles, belly nice and tight, low back nice and long. One more breath here. Now let's turn and frame out our left foot. Lift your right heel up, right knee to the mat. Send the hips back over that right knee. Lengthen out through your left leg. half split or somewhere in between that full and half split. Maybe the hips are just starting to glide a little bit more smoothly towards the floor, and they might not make it there today, and that is absolutely okay. You're just kind of exploring this half to full split shape. Back toes stay tucked in this variation. Now let's rebend into that left knee. So come to that low lunge, plant that left foot, crawl your hands forward, step your back foot forward a little bit. We're transitioning all that body weight to that left foot. Fingertips are there for balance. Pointing the right toes up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach with your right leg. Tuck your chin, rest your head, let it hang heavy. Belly to that left thigh. Spinning split. Big breath in. Big breath out. You could try that balance. Maybe left hand around left ankle. And then slowly, low lunge, right toes to the back of the mat. Plant the hands. Left toes to the back of the mat. High plank. Shift forward. Elbows stay close. Lower through chaturanga. Option for upward facing dog or low cobra. Option for downward facing dog or child's pose. Whatever helps you feel more grounded. Big breath in. Big breath out. 2 more breaths here. All right, so we're going to have a little handstand practice. So ideally you have some wall space around you, or you have a really sturdy stool or chair. A couch would work really well. A bed would work pretty good. If you don't have wall space, you could also close a door and the door can be your wall space. So if you do have wall space, the short edge of your mat goes against the wall. And we're going to come into, either way, we're going to come into an L shape. Our hands are going to be on the mat. Our feet are going to be elevated on our stool or the wall. Okay, so I'll demo this at the wall first. So the best way to measure this, typically, is to sit up against your wall or your chair, couch, or whatever it is you're using. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. And then if you can mark that, maybe with some yoga blocks, that's how you know where your hands are going to be. So you're making a really nice geometric L shape. So I have my block here next to my heel bone, and that's where I'm going to place my hands. It's just like a little marker. So my hands get placed right next to my little block, and then my feet are just kind of resting against the wall right now. And if you're using a chair, press one foot up onto the flat part of the chair, so you're not going to kick that chair over behind you. If you're using the wall, ball mound of the right foot to the wall. And then you're going to press that foot into the wall, shift the body weight forward into the hands, and then add that left leg. Now you're trying to stack your shoulders over your wrists, and you're trying to stack your hips right above your shoulders and your head. Okay, so you have an L shape ideally, and if you want to watch this first round, go ahead and come out and watch. Now, if you're feeling pretty stable here and you could try lifting the right leg up off the wall, pointing it towards the ceiling, back down to the mat, and then maybe switch sides, left leg. And then, oh, there's my picture. Then we'll slowly make our way out of that. Come down to the mat, roll out the shoulders a few times. Maybe roll out the wrists, catch your breath. You could take child's pose if you're feeling a little dizzy, maybe take child's pose. I'm going to demo this now on my chair. So one more round of that. Make sure the wrists have got some blood flow through them. All right, so I'm just going to rotate my mat. Now the short edge, and whatever you're doing with your prop setup, same thing second side or second round. But I just want you to have this visual. If I were to use a chair, couch, or stool, it's the same kind of setup. So I measure the distance. That's where my hands are going to go. Come forward, plant my hands right there. And then I like to take my right foot first. So flat part. And then I try to shift my body weight forward. So notice that this chair is very stable behind me because I have a wall behind it, so it's not going to tip over behind me. Maybe from there, right leg lifts. And then maybe you switch sides, left leg lifts. So you're really just trying to get used to this idea of stacking hips on top of shoulders, on top of wrist. And it's probably going to feel like you're going to do a somersault forward. That's the kind of sensation you're looking for that vertical stack, if that makes sense. If you're still up in it, feel free to come out of it. We're going to take a child's pose and start to cool down. Give these shoulders a little love. Thank them for all of their hard work. All right, so child's pose. Let's thread the needle, right arm underneath left arm. If you can, relax the head all the way to the mat. Otherwise, maybe slide a pillow or a block underneath the forehead or the side of the head. Hips can shift back towards the heel bones if that's comfortable in the knees, but they can also stay in more of a tabletop-like shape. Let's take about 3 deep breaths here. Left arm, you can stretch it straight forward. You can also take a little half bind, left forearm behind the low back. And then those fingertips, those left fingertips can wiggle into that right hip crease. If you have the range of motion, not all of us do, and that's okay. One more breath wherever you are. Release your left hand back underneath the shoulder, press down, and so you can free your right arm. Come up and out of that. You might like to take a counter rotation with the right arm stretching out to the side and then up towards the ceiling. And let's come back to that tabletop shape. We'll thread the left arm underneath the right armpit, so reach that left arm as far as you can across the mat and beyond. Settle back into the hips. Make sure your neck is relaxed, head is on something stable, prop or your mat. Relax into the body, breathe into that left shoulder, left rib cage. And then again, your right arm can stretch straight forward, or you can sweep that right arm up, tuck it behind the low back. Fingertips can wiggle into that left hip crease as an option. Take 2 more breaths here. Whatever you did with your right hand, release it. Right hand underneath the right shoulder. Counter rotation if you want it. Left arm can stretch out and up. And now we're going to come onto our backs, turn around, lay down. Since I have this couch right behind me, I'm going to swing my legs up onto the couch as I lay down. So nice little gentle inversion. That's where I'm going to take my Shavasana. But before we head there, let's hug those knees into the chest. And we'll take the knees off to the left side. Stretch your right arm wide off to the right side. If there's a lot of space in between the knees, take a block or a pillow or a blanket in between the knees. Let's take about 5 breaths here. One more big breath in. And then breath out, unwind. Come back to the center of your mat. Make sure you're in the center. And then knees off to the right side. Left arm stretches off to the left. See if it can stay grounded through that left shoulder. Chest open towards the ceiling. 5 deep breaths. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Unwind, come back to center, hug the knees into the chest. And maybe take happy baby. You could reach up for the soles of the feet, pulling those knees wide towards the armpit. If you can't reach the feet, feel free to grab onto the backs of the legs, the calves, or the backs of the knees. Feel free to add a little movement here, right to left. Let's come down into our Shavasana. So let go of the feet if you've got a hold of them. Stretch your legs out long, or if you've still got that couch or chair near you, feel free to just let the backs of the calves, backs of the knees, feet rest onto whatever is around you. Relax your shoulders down your back. Slightly tilt your chin in towards your chest. Big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Very gentle seal of your lips, and just start to breathe naturally in and out through your nose. For the next minute here, imagine letting it all go, letting it all rest. Shavasana. Feel free to stay longer in your Shavasana. If you need to move on with your day, start to add gentle movement to your fingertips and your toes. You can slowly move your head side to side. Big breath in, stretch the arms all the way up and overhead. Feel free to close your practice here on your back, but you could also roll off to a side and come to an upright seat. We'll take a few rounds of Viloma breathing to close out our practice. So Viloma breathing is a 3-part inhale and 1 long exhale. Inhale and exhale come in and out through the nose, and it's kind of like your body's like a vase that you're filling up with air from the bottom up to the top of the head. So it's inhale, pause at your navel, inhale, pause at your heart, inhale, pause at your head, 1 long exhale all the way out. Taking all the air out of the lungs. Inhale, navel. Inhale, heart. Inhale, head. Exhale. 3 more times like that. Inhale, navel. Inhale, heart. Inhale, head. Exhale. Inhale, navel. Inhale, heart. Inhale, head. Exhale. And try it one more time on your own. Let go of Viloma 2 breathing. Return to a normal breath. If you'd like to, you can join your hands together at your heart and bow your chin into your chest, taking a moment here to honor your practice with reverence and gratitude. May you use the fruits of this practice to serve your highest good, to reach your highest potential. Share it with those around you that you love and who could use healing. Together, remember to send love and healing to all sentient beings around the world. May they be happy. May they be free. Namaste, yogis.